Geography is very important. What is geography? That's really one of the biggest questions we need to understand. What is geography? The study of land, the study of climate, the study of resources. There's a lot that goes into it. I want you to look up the definition of geography so you can be ready to discuss it in class. Why is geography important? Well, if you really think about it, geography has an impact on the way we live our lives. It has an impact on the earth. And it also is important because we live and we occupy, we plant, we grow, we eat, we graze, we locate, we move, etc. to certain places in the world because of geographical factors. We're going to talk about what an impact geography has on man, and more importantly, what impact man has on geography. So, geography includes the following, just to give you an idea. There are physical geographic features, meaning like mountains, lakes, rivers, deserts. In terms of geographic features, certain types of rock, fresh or salt water, human and animal plant life activities. Where do humans live? What kind of animals are there in the environment? How does that impact human life? Plant life. Is the plant life edible? Is it not unedible? That kind of stuff. Climate. There's a significant difference in the people who live in Russia near the North Pole than those who live near the equator in the Caribbean islands. And also natural resources. What natural resources are available in a certain area, and how do they apply, and how are they important to man, to the wildlife, and to the environment around them? Natural resources are very, very important. The United States does not have a lot of aluminum. Oil is very prominent in the Middle East. So how do these natural resources impact mankind? So understanding how the map and how it got its shape explains a lot about U.S. geography. There's a really cool History Channel show called How the States Got Their Shapes. You can find it on YouTube. It's just History Channel, How the States Got Their Shapes. It talks about how the United States' geography, how its borders were impacted, and a lot of it has to do with mankind, a lot of it has to do with geography. So just to give you an idea about some of the two most important things about geography, latitude and longitude, in understanding American history. 1 degree of latitude or longitude is approximately 69 miles. And I say that it's approximate because it's like 69.14, something like that. But understanding latitude and longitude are important because the Earth is 360 degrees around in a spherical form. And you can break down each degree evenly. So there are 360 degrees. So you take the Earth, divide 360 degrees. 1 degree equals 69 miles. If you break up degrees into minutes, each degree has a minute. In the minutes, there are 1.15 mile long minutes. So if I say that I live at 38 degrees latitude, 46 degrees longitude in 8 minutes, each minute is 1.15 miles. We're going to look at this too. And understanding that latitude and longitude, is important in understanding your location. If you go up 15 degrees latitude, you're going north. If you go down 15 degrees latitude, you're going south. East and west is longitude. And by the way, which one's harder to find? The answer is longitude. The reason why is because the Earth is constantly rotating, and so how are you able to find the exact longitude of where you are as the Earth rotates and as you go east to west? Going north to south is fairly easy, and we're going to look at this in class. So who really flipping cares about latitude and longitude? Well, people in the West really do, especially those who map makes, cartographers. Just to give you some insight, and this is kind of cool. The western states, latitude and longitude truly created the West. Okay, if you look at Kansas, Nebraska, South Dakota, North Dakota, they're about 3 degrees in size from each degree, from each border. 3 degrees, 3 degrees, 3 degrees, 3 degrees. It's kind of cool. And even Oklahoma, 3 degrees, if you consider this a flat line. And then if you go into the western states, the Rocky Mountains, we go 4 degrees, 4 degrees, 4 degrees for Colorado, Wyoming, and Montana. And it's not like they got bored drawing the maps. It just made sense easy. It was just easy to draw the maps by doing it by latitude and longitude. And then you can go with width. Okay? So you've got 4 degrees, 4 degrees, 4 degrees. It's kind of cool when you think about it. So we'll look at the geography of the maps in the United States and how the states look, and that has a tremendous impact on, just geography in general. Human activity has a ton to do with geography. If we're looking at the United States of America, we're the third largest country in the world in terms of geographic size, 3.7 million square miles. That's huge. We're the fourth largest in geographical size in terms of like our territories and all that kind of stuff. So I know this looks confusing, but we're going to go over it in class. The population of the United States is just over 317 million, which makes us the third largest country in the world behind China and India. And then we, as a country, produce 20% of the world's gross domestic, 20% of the world's total products. 20% of it comes from the United States. We're going to look at that too. The United States has an annual gross domestic product, means total output of goods, of about 15 to 17. That number actually just recently changed. 15 to $17 trillion. 1% of our gross domestic product is in agricultural, farming, industry, making cars, factories, machinery, and then 79% services like Publix, Target, going to a restaurant, retail stores, that kind of stuff, even education. Free enterprise system, we're going to talk about that in class, but just to give you some insight that even in the United States, we're 50 total states and 14 territories, like the Virgin Islands, Guam, that kind of stuff. There are 59 total national parks in the United States. We have some of the oldest mountains in the world in the United States. The Appalachian Mountains are to be said to be the oldest mountains in the world. And the United States of America and its 14 territories include 6% of the total landmass in the world. And we're second in the world in total output for finances, economically. We're going to look at that. Some essential questions we're going to evaluate. What is a resource? What is a natural resource? What is the most important natural resource in the world? I'll give you a hint. It begins with an L and ends with a D, and it's 4 letters. So that is the most important natural resource. Just to give you a concept, what does land give us? It gives us a lot. It gives us resources. It gives us a place to live. It gives us food, water, shelter. It provides an infinite amount of things for us. We're going to look at these details in class as well. Okay? Major rivers in the United States. Rivers are really one of the most important resources, natural resources in the world, especially in the United States. Rivers are like highway systems. If you think about where the general population lived prior to the invention of the automobile and the airplane and the railroads, people live near river sources and water sources. Why? Duh, we need water. So looking at these major river sources is important, and understanding how trade and goods are shipped all over the United States and all over the place, that has a lot to do with it as well, based on the rivers. We're going to look at this today. Also, it's important to note that the Mississippi River is the most important river in the United States because it connects to the Missouri, which connects to the North Platte, which connects to the Arkansas, all sorts of rivers. And then you've got the Colorado River, which is also significant. And here we got, went down yonder on the Chattahoochee. Yep, that's good too. Human impact on geography, roads. Oh my God, I cannot wait to talk about the impact roads have had on human geography and on geography in general, because roads change the world and the landscape of which we live. If you look at this map right here, this is the interstate highway system in the United States. You have no idea how huge of an impact this had on mankind in the 1950s. And duh, today. Some of you take Georgia 400 and I-85 and I-75 and I-285 to get to school. If you take I-75, you live pretty far away, but I'm just throwing that out there. And I-85, but you know what I'm saying. There are 47,000 miles of highways in the United States. This is insane, just in the interstate highway system alone. And we're going to look at how important these roads are in American history, because they have a huge impact on American history and on Americans' geography. I hope you enjoyed this video screen podcast, and we will look forward to talking about geography in class, and be good.